Parliamentary updates.
In keeping with the National Festival of Carnival, the Rotunda Gallery had as its February theme the story, the style, the spectacle of Sailor Mass. Bringing remarks at the event was Speaker of the House, the Honourable Bridget Anisette George.
And in the spirit of exploration and perhaps even excavation, the Rotunda Gallery opted to celebrate Carnival under the theme, the story, the style, the spectacle of Sailor Mass. To its rise, its fall, and resurgence, we give thanks for all that has characterized this portrayal in the history of Mass. For this exhibition, the artist chose to highlight variations of the sailor costume. The artists were able to capture their version of Sailor Mask using their own style and preferred medium.
Madam Speaker said there was a reason behind the exhibition's theme.
Those of you who are well familiar with us at the Rotunda Gallery know we do nothing without a purpose, and more so, whatever we do is with the focused intent of discharging the Parliament's responsibility to bring awareness to the Sustainable Development Goals and Agenda 2030. Therefore, the theme of this exhibition aligns with Goal 11 of the United Nations SDGs, which is make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. Culture has a critical role to play in the attainment of Goal 11, as Target 11.4 calls for strengthening efforts to protect and safeguard the world's cultural and natural heritage.
Madam Speaker explained that our culture could stand among any other.
I ask that you bask in the splendor of this artistic offering. And as Peter Minshall stated, and I quote, "At its zenith, Sailor Mass is one of the most surreal indigenous expressions ever to come from this island. You can take the finest costumes that Picasso ever designed, and you can put a fancy sailor next to it and say, that is just as good."
The Parliament channel spoke with some of the artists present.
Well, I wanted to show a student from Success Samantel wearing a sailor costume downtown in Port of Spain. The background was a very challenging background. It took me it took me about a couple of days, but eventually I get the colors and things. So, I would say like probably a week or two. As an artist, I like the exhibit. Not just like, I love the exhibit. It's very beautiful. It shows everyone's artwork. And if anyone could show their arts, here would be a perfect place to show it.
Well, you know, as it was Carnival, I decided to do this piece because they came to me with the idea of fancy sailor, and I said, I will draw the best one here. Right here we could see the instrument of the saxophone, if you would call it, and I just thought about putting some musical instruments into it that could make it festive or kind of into the mood of Carnival. You know, it surprised me a lot. It surprised me a lot, and yeah,
you like it?
I like it very much, very much.
My inspiration for doing this piece was, I would say, my teacher, because he led me to want to do the piece. I was inspired by his work for Carnival and stuff, so I decided to go and do this piece for it took me 8 days straight. It's very, very, give me a nice, exciting feeling, because this is my first time here actually presenting my art. So it's very nice, and I hope everyone enjoyed themselves as well.
So we have a slight kind of backstory to it, slightly, but basically the girl in picture, she her environment where she does usually live in is mostly surrounded around plants, And then one day she decided that she wanted to like go abroad. She wanted to start exploring more because she mostly lived around that environment and she wanted to look at other environments.
Right, so the inspiration for this piece, I wanted to delve into like what the aspects, and what I did was I watched the uniform and took what they wore and wanted to like bring it out as like active pieces. Yes, so for instance, like the hands, my art teacher's dad told me that's how they used to take dice and throw it. So I wanted to put the hands out there, bring the dice out, and that actually ties in to the actual piece, adding depth to it. The other pieces are very imaginative, they're very wonderful. I really like their, experimentation with like the layering and the three-dimensional use of the pieces, yeah.
The inspiration for my piece, Old Soul, came from an actual exhibition that is here currently. A picture submitted by my Spanish teacher, Mr. Liam Boudou. I asked for his permission to use his photo as a reference and he gladly agreed. And that's how we ended up with the finished piece. It took me about a day to finish it completely. It's quite nice. I like a couple pieces here the most, mainly the colorful ones on display. The paintings as well look some of the best I've seen in a while.
So this is Fancy Sailor, Play Yourself. So in keeping with the theme of Fancy Sailor Mass, I thought of doing something that would be very interesting and unique because I am very rooted in culture and traditions. So I thought, why not do a fancy sailor and stand out a bit? Well, because I can't do it like full time and full day. So what I did is like maybe I would say during the course of the week after work and so I would do pieces of it because sometimes I have to leave it to dry, I would have to there and then decide what decor I want to add. So I would say during the course of within a week, I was able to complete it. I enjoy, any type of art. I enjoy and appreciate anywhere that will promote art. For example, I know that it started off a couple of years ago, and even before I was able to participate, I thought it was really a beautiful experience for artists as well to be able to have their work here, not simply for being able to display it, but what it represented in terms of exhibitions and displaying our culture and our traditions to the wider public and the world.
The exhibition featured 55 artists, with the youngest being 10 years old. Stay tuned for further parliamentary updates. For more information, visit our website at www.ttparliament.org and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Instagram.
Parliamentary updates.